Hello, my name is Håkan, and today I will tie a sculpin fly, which is sort of a quite big baitfish pattern. And as you can see, it's tied on a quite big hook. This is the Core 1710 size 2. So let's start. We set the thread. This sculpin is tied in what we call a Matuka way, which is called named after the way we do the wing or the back on the fly. So we start with some wire. This is sort of a reddish brown. You can take copper, whatever if you want. This is just to rib, to secure the wing over the back on the fly. So we just tie it in all the way back to the end of the shank. And then we do the body, and I will be using, this is Arizona semi-seal dubbing, grey olive. And it's synthetic with some flesh into it as well. So if you want, you can use a dubbing loop. But if you don't take too much at a time, it's quite easy to spin it on thread. The thread I'm using is an Uni 80, which is pre-waxed, so that gets a grip on the dubbing as well. And then we just start shaping the body. And remember to leave quite a lot of room for the head of the sculpin, because the sculpin, even if it's a small fish, the head is quite big on it. So you need to leave enough room to make this big bulky head. We add some more dubbing. And I will try to taper the body a bit, make it slightly heavier in the front part. Just some more. But I also try to taper off the body slightly in the front end, because then it's easier to tie in the wing. And the wing is made of hackle. This is the Coq-de-Lion, whiting Coq-de-Lion hand cape, which I love to use because the fibers and the feathers are very shiny, and the marking on the feathers really gives the illusion of life. And as you can see, they are available in dyed colors as well. This is the golden olive, which I think works really good on this baitfish. So I've taken out 2 feathers, the same size, and then I put them together back to back. Make sure they are even in length, like this. And then I measure the wing on the fly. And the wing is supposed to at least half the shank, or maybe even more, behind the body. And then I just strip off all the fibers on the underside of the feathers, but leaving them on both sides of the stem behind as the tail. And make sure they are long enough. Keep them together, and we tie it in just in front of the body. Make sure they are sort of on top of the body. If it's too long, I really want this fiber underneath the stem just to touch the end of the body. You can just pull the feathers slightly. And then we secure the wing, and this is what's called a Matuka style. So we use the wire to secure the feathers on top of the body. So this is what I use the wire for. So I separate the hackle fibers and just catch the body or the stem over the body. And then we just move a bit further on. So we're making a rib, which is, I would say, 5 or 6 turns, and try to make them as even part, spare room between them anyway. And make sure you don't tie down the fibers, because you want the feather to look almost as it was just tied on to the back as an ordinary wing. And one last turn. And then we just tie it in. So then we have the feathers imitating the back or the back fin and the tail of this bait fish. It's not just the big head, which is very typical on the sculpin. They also have quite thick and very big ventral fin. So I'm trying to imitate that by using partridge hackle. So take 2 feathers and tie them in on each side. And I tie them in with the front facing the body of the fly, so they sort of stand out slightly and shows better. And we do the same on the other side. We need to, yeah. So there you have it, the 2 fins. And the head, as I said, supposed to be big and really bulky. So I will be using a dubbing from Swiss CDC, which is called Arctic fur. And this is a mix of natural and some synthetic dubbing as well. And the thing with this dubbing is it has really long guard hair from I think it's hair of some kind. So this is really sticky and sometimes difficult to dub ordinary. So I will be using a dubbing loop. So just fold the thread to make a loop. And then I take the dubbing, sort of pull it apart a bit. You can use plastic clamps if you want, but you don't need it if you don't have it. And then we just take the dubbing twister, place the fur between the threads, and then we just spin the dubbing twister to secure the fur between the threads. Of course, you won't be catching all the dubbing, but there will be enough to make a bulky head on this fly. So, and then we just make our way towards the eye. Try to make it as thick and heavy as possible. And as you can see, there is some synthetic sort of flash material into the dubbing as well. So you get both the sticky and the bulky part, but also some flash appearance. Yeah, that's nice. And just tie it in and secure. And the final thing to add to this fly is eyes. So I will be using Pro Sportfisher. This is the Pro tabbed eyes in orange. You can also get them in silver, holographic, or yellow or red. I think the orange is perfect. This is the 3mm. And the thing with this eye is that it's not just a printed eye, it has a small tab to it. So it's quite easy to use. Instead of just glue it on, you can tie it in next to the hook eye on each side. And then you can secure it more if you want using some UV resin, but otherwise you just tie them in. on each side. So, and then we just make a whip finish to finish off. And there we have a nice sculpting pattern. Of course, you can weigh it with lead or copper to make it heavier. Otherwise, you just use a sinking leader or whatever to get it down to the bottom.